Welcome to Nerdy For, the podcast where we find out what people are nerdy for. I am your host, Amy Brown, and on today's episode, we have Katherine Blandford. Y'all, she is darling, and all of her dreams are coming true. She's a comic. She's a national touring comic right now, and I had so much fun talking to her. We talked about her late night set where she got to be on television and what it's like with travel and what it's like when your dreams come true and what it's like when you're beautiful and blonde. No, we didn't talk about that. I'm teasing. She has a podcast with Lace Larrabee called Cheaties, which is super fun. Please enjoy this wonderful episode. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. We're at Nerdy For, the podcast where we ask people what they're nerdy for. We have a special guest today. We have Katherine Blandford.
Hi.
I've said your name so many times into a microphone to bring you on stage. I just had to do that Oprah style.
Thank you so much for having me. I've never been happier doing a podcast. Like just the aura of this place and you.
You're actually, you don't know this, but you're in my costume closet.
It makes so much sense.
Behind those closet doors, it's all costumes. That's just all hats.
Booby tassels.
Booby tassels.
That's this is costumes and this is a full booby tassel.
Well, yeah,
pantry.
I've got a lot of boobies that need tassels. That whole trunk over there is that chest of drawers. Is wigs, and hats and costume jewelry for different characters.
Yeah, I can.
So
see
that's what I'm nerdy for. So this is a safe space. This is a safe space, so we can find out what you're nerdy for, Katherine Blandford.
Just the I feel like I'm such a quintessential basic forever 12-year-old.
Ooh,
does that
plastic
make sense?
shoes? Yeah, plastic hair. Tinka-tinks.
Yes.
You are wearing purple sparkly laces in your sneakers right now.
Right.
That counts. How much money do you spend at Claire Boutiques every month?
I could go in there and spend, I'd steal everything. Did we say Claire's?
Yes. You just go to steal.
Claire's is like, they get offended if you buy something.
It's a buffet.
Everything is BYO or buy one, steal one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I've never stolen anything. My mom
You got to do that.
My mom was a judge. It was a small town. I was like, my two goals: don't get in trouble doing anything and don't get pregnant. Cheers.
Okay, well,
you had 2 kids, so you failed half
right.
your goals.
I know.
And now you have to steal. But if you stole something and then you got caught and they were like, "Why'd you do that?" And you go, "I've just never stolen anything. I wanted to try." Everyone would forgive you. Go to Forever 21, get a plastic ring, put it in your
vagina
trunk or your vagina.
Control. It's a new
We said,
ring.
how long is it going to be? We said,
how
long until Amy.
1 minute. Also, it's going to be made a lot more noticeable if you're putting it in your vagina than just your pocket.
Right. You also, what you could do is what I stole at Forever 21 is what you do is you just put it on.
Oh, and
then
like
you
yours.
walk out.
You know what? I feel like you have confidence and you're going to... Like you can do confidence, and you're like, I own this, and I like the guilt. The shame waves. I'd start sweating immediately.
Yeah, I do have that. You know what? This is what I hate. I still hate. I have a little bit of guilt. I would steal a little bit. I remember one time in high school, my friend called me. She was like, "I just got you some Hollister perfume for your birthday." I was like, "Thanks," and you could hear burr, burr, burr behind her. And I'm like, "What's that?" She goes, "Oh, that's the alarm at Hollister. I stole it."
Oh
and
my God.
That's the best call. Like, she didn't even wait until she was out of the mall clothes. She's like walking through.
Yeah,
she was excited.
Perfect.
She was excited, and she was probably having all those like endorphins in her head from the stealing, and she's like, I could keep this ride going. Right. I tell my friend.
Yeah, I can do that. Here's what I can't do is this would always happen like at concerts or basketball games. Always, I would go to Kentucky basketball games is lying about your seat, like going to a lower section, or like, do you ever go to Braves games when there's an usher and you just like go walk past them confidently and go sit at a lower seat that it's not your ticket? Mm-hmm. That I will, if I'm sitting in that seat and someone taps me on the shoulder, like I'll turn around and be like, I'll go to jail now. I'm so sorry. Like I don't know why. I could steal anything, but that makes me nervous.
I don't know. Because it's your
is.
whole body in the wrong place instead of just like some cheap jewelry outside the store.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Ooh, maybe that's also like a kind of elitist behavior. Like, I deserve to be down here.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I just deserve this plastic ring. Like, this is fine.
No one deserves a plastic ring, so it's for everyone.
Yeah. I guess that. Yeah, I don't know why. What it is it's when it's the usher or somebody.
Because someone at Claire's or Forever 21, they're not going to say anything to you because they're like, I'm getting paid such
Doesn't
terrible
matter.
wages. But an usher will be like, can I see your ticket? And you're like, oh no.
I know, and then I go, I'm so sorry, I disappointed you, Grandpa. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's the old people who do the
Yes,
ushering.
I
And that's the
think
same thing
it.
for the theater.
Yes.
Yeah, it's volunteers sometimes.
Right,
And
and
they're like, I just want to see Miss Saigon 18 times before I die in 1 week.
You go, please, this is my last night out. I have to go hide in the basement again for a year.
My
Please,
sciatica's barking, and I had to walk all the way down here to get your stupid ass out of the chair.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Oh,
It's the people.
That's
yeah.
sweet. You're
yeah.
a people person. Okay, so real quick, all of your dreams are coming true, and we're so happy and excited
Thank you. This is
Okay.
really fun.
Yeah, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
I want you to tell it because I probably don't have it right. Like all of the excited, like take us on your journey.
Okay, what I have learned recently is there is a lot of scary things, but I'm like, the dust is kind of settled and I've kind of gotten used to it. Now there's other scary hurdles you have to tackle along the way, but I'm like, enjoy it, have fun. I'm at that level where it's gotten the hang of some things, and so now it's like, because again, it could all go to shit. So I'm like, I might as well enjoy it while it's happening.
And you've already built it once. You can build it again.
Right. Yeah, that's terrifying.
No one can take away your skills.
Yeah. I don't want to nanny again for 8 more years, but well, not that I didn't love nannying, but okay. So started stand up, nanny during the day, and then like, I think I keep saying 8 years. It might be 7. What is it? I put some clips online the beginning of last year. This guy reached out to me and asked if I wanted to do a Don't Tell. I get just saying yes and making it work. I had a wedding that weekend, and the plane ticket out to LA was $900. Money I did not have, but I was like, yeah, I'll make it work. And just went out there, probably was late on rent and credit card bills and whatever else. Did it, and then kind of didn't think anything of it and just went back about my life. And then, dude, I'll tell you this, I made a vision board though.
Those are really powerful. Yeah.
Okay, all right, just remember, I had made a vision board, right? And I put a bunch of things. I put things on there that were so out of my reality, I couldn't even fathom it would happen. I just put it on there. And, but I did put Limestone Festival on there, and I got into Limestone. I was at Limestone. They Don't Tell Comedy, like they're an online stand-up comedy content, I guess what you call them, whatever. They messaged me that they put out my first clip. It was like a Friday at 5 p.m. It was a bit that I didn't even mean to do. I accidentally started going into it and did it really fast and got out. And it was about like my parents being cousins. I'm like, oh my God, all these comics are going to think I'm a hack. It's like the hackiest bit. And it just exploded.
Ooh. And so it was on Instagram that they put it up, or what was it?
All the
things.
platforms.
And did they tag you in it so people went and started following you? And so your Instagram numbers and
did that. And then I had like a couple more bits. I had a horse girl bit that went, and like just whatever reason, these clips just went, and at the same time I had recorded like a half-hour album and had clips from that. It just, the timing worked out where I like had some other stuff I was also putting out at the time, so it all kind of exploded at the same time. Was reached out to my managers. Story about rejection. I had held off on the managers because I had heard that I was shortlisted for JFL Unrepped, Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, to get in, right?
Yeah.
You're unrepped. You can't go repped if you...
Yeah.
Which meant like, I was in the short running, but they hadn't picked the people yet, and found out that I didn't make it, which I was really disappointed, but life goes on. It called the people I loved. It was like, okay, let's sign, like managers, right? Sign with them. Point about being like, rejection's always is probably the best path. My managers, for whatever, they were at Fallon for another one of their clients, Pete Lee. He's awesome. Was standing with Michael Cox, the booker for stand up at Fallon, at the moment when he got a call that a band had just backed out for this like show in 2 weeks, whatever. He needs a comic to fill in the spot. Stand up is not Fallon. The Tonight Show does not have slots allotted for stand up comedy. It's the backup. It's the first backup.
Oh, it's fascinating.
For whatever the performance block is. Mm-hmm. And usually like they'll have like comics kind of in the waiting, like ready to be, they've had their stuff approved and they're waiting to get the call to go in. But anyways, my manager's standing there. He was like, okay, I just signed with this girl. Give her a chance. And he'd never seen me. And we just talked that weekend. That was Saturday.
How did you get that manager that was there?
That was the guy I was talking to. Like,
before you went to
had been
JFL.
talking to some
Okay.
managers. Anyways, but like, I ended up signing with them because I didn't get JFL. That week when he was there talking to Fallon was the week of JFL. So it was like, had I gotten JFL, I wouldn't have signed with them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have gotten Fallon.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So JFL happened the week after JFL that I didn't go to. I was at Fallon taping set. And and then just started touring after that, and like just been on the road, like headlining and learning how to build a new hour and headline, and working on all these like other projects that have come from just just people hearing about you and knowing your name and wanting to know what you're about. And it's been I'm so grateful, and I don't take any of it for advantage. I don't take anything
For granted.
See? I wanted to say advantage.
I say I've got a lot of rods in the fire. And Ken's like, no, that's not it.
Yeah. I go, put your heat seater on.
Heat seater, parking
so hard.
plot instead of spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm so excited for you.
It's really fun. I'm loving it. And I'm working, I want to work my butt off to not lose it, because I do understand that there's people have heat and then the heat goes away. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, okay, let me take advantage of the heat while I have it.
Do you want to look into the camera and say anybody's name that you said you would never prove anything, and just really give it to them right now?
Probably those kids you're taking
No,
care of.
it's just I would think it was funny. I do have a podcast called Cheaties, which was inspired by dating somebody who cheated on me, and I was told pretty recently after we broke up, he said he was worried about me because I wouldn't make it any further in comedy because he wrote all my jokes.
Ouch.
And I wasn't funny.
That sounds like a really sweet person. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, too bad there's not tea in here.
Spilling the tea.
Too bad I'm not a Kermit the Frog. Do you know the meme? Does it make sense?
Oh no, what is
No.
does he like blow it like
It's just a meme of Kermit like sipping tea or something. Do you know what I'm talking
I know what
about?
you're talking
In
about.
like a black hood. And, that's my favorite. That's my favorite one.
I feel like I've been so excited for you to be able to get. So you're doing like 50-minute, hour-long, 45 hours twice a night.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Every weekend.
Oh, I mean, I'm still like,
Yeah.
I'm still, I know my place. I'm still like what I call one night darling, where there's a lot of clubs that are like, well, she's new, let's try her out. So
On
I'm
a
doing
Thursday.
like Tuesday. I mean, there's literally
Oh.
Tuesday, Wednesdays
Yeah.
sometimes, and I'm in a different city every day, which I'm like, it's fine. I mean, this is
building.
I love it, and I will wake up and get on a 7 a.m. flight every morning. But yeah, I'm starting to transition into now like getting weekend gigs where it's like, I'm in one club Thursday through Friday or Thursday through Sunday versus like the one-nighters. But I still have one-nighters, and I'll take it all.
I can't. So like for a comic, we usually get 10 minutes, 15 minutes, showcase shows. Hopefully a couple, like several a weekend, but I can't wait to see your set because you were so fucking good before. I can't wait to see your set when you're doing 6-8 hours of comedy a week. Like I bet there's like all these like stories I haven't even heard before and things like that. Like
yeah, I mean, I was having like panic attacks in the beginning because I was like, I'd put everything out that I kind of had. Like I had like a half hour, and then the other stuff I wrote, I did Don't Tell, and I'd written a couple more bits, did it on Fallon, and I'm like, so now people are like paying tickets to see me in all these cities I'm not from, and I'm like, oh, they're paying to see me because they've seen me like online. I'm like, oh, I have a lot of
they
stuff.
know you when you come.
Yeah, which is
That's
really
the
cool.
goal.
Oh, it's such a cool feeling.
They
I'm
love
like,
you already.
It is like I don't think I'll ever get used to it. I'm like, I walk out there, I'm like, I can't believe y'all are here. Like, I'm always like, I make a joke. I'm like, are y'all just here for shelter? Are you hiding from somebody? Like,
You all really like chicken fingers.
yeah. But it was the idea of like learning how to write on the road and how to like work on a new hour like fast, you know what I mean? Like not like being like, oh, I'll add this new bit to my 8 minutes. It was like, I'm not saying I'm great at it. I'm very much learning and like working on bits, and I think learning how to be entertaining for an hour versus 8 minutes, and how to like go ride with the groove and like have a high and have a low and like give the audience a break, do some like a little bit of crowd work in the middle and then come back to it and like have a through line. And I don't know. I'm not claiming that I know anything that I'm talking about. I'm saying I'm learning all this, but it is fun.
Well, I think that's why it's fun to talk to you about it, because I think people who've been doing it for 15 years don't even think about what all of this process is of building that muscle up.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. So how are you, like, when you're like traveling, have you gotten really good at writing on airplanes and like writing material all the time, or?
Yeah, it's a lot. You think you're going to go back and listen to yourself, but when all of your sets are an hour, you're like, I remember it. Yeah, but
and you just did it yesterday and did it twice.
Yeah, you're like, it's pretty fresh. I'm not going to listen to it. I should listen to myself now, but I'm not. But yeah, it is a lot of, or just having like whatever. It is a little draining. So it is like learning how to reserve what ways you can do to reserve yourself and like what your peaks are. I have been like, the airplane to me is too cramped. I'm like, oh, I'll just sleep there, wake up, go have breakfast, have coffee.
Your new best friend person sitting next to you.
Yeah, I am always like weirded out. I think that they're reading my stuff. Like I will write some, but it weirds me out. I would rather go like sleep on a plane, whatever, check in, and then like my favorite thing is in a new city is like go find a cute coffee shop or something, go write there. Yeah.
And do you have like no alcohol on the plane?
No, like those first couple of months was wild because you're nervous,
You have to be the adult.
Yeah, but I was drinking a little too much, and then I go, okay, you had your fun. Now like it's time to get serious and like get as healthy as you can because the road is not healthy.
Have you gotten sick a bunch?
No, not really. God, my face breaks out a lot more. No, not really, but it is like.
Are you having to wear masks, or is it just stress, do you think?
It's probably stress. I mean, literally, like it's like not healthy. Like, I mean, you're like, you have a show till midnight. You're adrenaline. You go to sleep at 2. You have a 7 a.m. because you're scared to get delayed. You have a show the next day in a different city, so you sleep for 3 hours. You go, you get on a plane for 3 hours. You land.
Have you mastered the nap?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's just like you're not like you're not gonna have healthy. So you just learn what best ways to like live your life within a chaotic schedule.
Also, I know a lot of road comics talk about like the food that you have access to.
Nothing.
As you're just like, oh, I'm doing a show in the middle of Kentucky. There's fast food,
right? It's all it is,
and that's kind of it. So, and I gotta eat.
And the people. This funny thing is, as you're traveling, everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta have this. You gotta go to Homegrown and have the Southern fried chicken." But you're like, but every town I go in, that's what people say. Like everyone wants to give you the best, most like grubbiest food, and you're like, I did that for 4 towns in a row.
Yeah, you need to go to India and get the best vegan
right. Yeah. You're like,
where's the salad?
That's you start to be like, I don't care. I don't care what Wichita fried chicken burger is the best. Like I need something with kale.
I've heard like there's when comics get farther along in their career, they're like, okay, I'm ready to slow down and actually experience these cities, and like because they've like done it enough. They're like, okay, now I'm there for 4 days. I'll try to make it more fun. Maybe they bring their family.
Yeah, that I'm not there. I mean, I'm very, very one night. Like, I'm like, I don't really get to see the cities because I fly in. I try and sleep a little bit, go to show, leave. But I'm hoping like, I get these weekend gigs as long as they keep coming. I'll get to go out some more. I'm still in the like terrified phase of like, are you working enough? Like, are you every day you better write and do this? And I'm like, dude, just take a Saturday off and go out and experience life.
So who's the guy or woman or entity that's like, that's not enough work in your mind?
I think it's just fear of losing it.
Okay.
And they go, there's always going to be somebody working harder. Or I always feel like I might not be the most talented, but if I work hard enough, I'll figure it out. So I'm like, you don't have the talent to make up for it, so you have to make up for it in
the hard
in
work.
Effort.
Yeah.
I feel like what would take somebody like a week to write a great 4-minute bit is going to take me a month.
Oh, I can relate to that feeling. Hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you're way funnier than I am, so that's going to take me a year. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like some people are they just are funny.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you even trying? Like it took me 400 times to get the right punchline to that joke and get the end right and like figure out that it doesn't work in this room and it works in that room. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's my next question. Because now you're traveling all over the world.
Yes.
Well, the country. And then
sometimes Canada.
Ayo, the world. Everything is next to the United States is the world. We're the center of everything. What's it like? First of all, your comedy is hilarious. It's so fresh, and I relate to it. But guess what? I'm a white lady too.
Yeah. There's a lot of white ladies,
and I live in the
audience.
South. So, who are following you? Is that your jam?
It's funny. There's not one demographic. Dude, it's really weird. It's like it is younger white girls, 20s, 30s, and then this is so funny. And then it's like it's not in a creepy way, but it's like older sweet men. But they'll bring their wife, but they're always like, I saw you on Facebook and I just enjoyed you so much. It's not the weird creepy ones.
They just they're fans of comedy.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
They'll come out a lot. And then my favorite, my lesbians.
Oh, yes!
I don't know what it is, but I always
You're
get
gonna
like
be a gay
a pocket. Dude, that would be such an honor. I don't
It's
think
my only goal in life.
I don't think I'm as fabulous or not, but I just had this whole bit about getting DMs from lesbians, and I'm just really hoping that audience grows.
Have you got any lesbians that ride horses?
Yes. Oh yeah. I was in Colorado recently. I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that's, maybe those are just the people I notice, but yeah, I don't know if I have like one specific demo right now. Who knows? I don't know.
But did you find like so I have a joke about Southern food, and I say it like in the South, all the vegetables have pork in them, collard greens, green beans,
That's
Brussels
great.
sprouts, and I said that in upstate New York. I said all the vegetables in the South have pork in them, and I got a laugh on that. Because they were like, oh, yeah, that's a thing.
Oh, you don't get a laugh in the South about
No,
that?
they're like, of course they have pork in them.
Oh,
they're
it's like
vegetables.
It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
And that's
corn
not the
has
joke.
butter in it.
Yeah, corn has butter.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the joke. It's just the premise. I was never gotten a laugh before.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then so when I got a laugh in upstate New York, I was like, oh, I got to take this one to Ohio and see what happens. I was
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, that's so funny. That to me was like, that's genius. I wouldn't even thought about that.
The different places have laugh at different things.
Yeah. I'm like I'm just envisioning you like slicing Brussels sprouts in half and there being a little kernel of bacon in the inside.
Surprise! It's a pig fetus.
Right.
It's the stork. The Brussels sprout is the stork of pig fetuses.
You go, this is in the South. This is where we teach. This is where babies come from. This is where farm animals
That's why
come from.
you're not supposed to grow vegetables.
Right.
Although Southern women grow tomatoes according to steel magnolias.
What? I said I'm not a true Southern woman.
I was gonna say no. But you're from Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm pretty bland. I guess I'm like a bland Southern. I'm like
you put the blam in Blanford.
bland. Yes, I'm a very bland Southern. Whatever, like people put you on boxes, and I always get Southern, and I'm like, I'm really not. I mean, I guess my parents were tobacco farmers, both of them.
Holy cromiloli.
Maybe
Was
maybe
there also
I was.
some okra in there?
For sure, everything. Oh yeah,
Some
actually,
black-eyed peas?
Everything.
Some Jimmy John's? I don't know the other names of beans.
Jimmy John's.
Yeah, there's some kind of Jackie Jan's. There's some sort of bean that is, anyway.
Did
Do
you
smell
grow up
Do you
in a
smell
nursery
toast
rhyme?
right now? Are you having a stroke?
Yeah, like
I've had a lot of coffee.
from some Jimmy Knacks,
Yeah.
some Jimmy Humanas. Did you grow up in a storybook?
I grew up alone in the woods.
Yeah.
Singing to
She
myself.
used to go visit this
Yeah.
woman in a shoe that would tell her about all the types of
Right.
beans.
You remember elementary school in a shoe?
I wish. That's from a musical.
Yeah, but we're from different walks. I grew up like in a creek, but I think you grew up like in Narnia,
Oh.
kind of.
Yeah, in a creek or a creek?
Creek.
Creek.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We had cricks up in upstate New York.
Yeah, that's weird to me. That's like,
You get the crawfish in the crick.
yeah, we would get salamanders.
Oh. I think our salamanders all froze to death.
Yeah, maybe I am a little southern.
Ew.
Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe just.
Okay, all right, let's talk about horse. Okay, are we
Okay.
done talking about comedy? I'm so excited for you, and I just love all of it. But do you want to talk
Thank
about
you.
horses?
Yeah.
Because, we forgot to say, okay, we have to add this part. What are you nerdy for, Katherine Blandford? Say comedy.
Comedy.
What are you nerd for, Katherine Blandford? Say horses.
Horses.
There we go. We got it.
What is that? What
There's
did we
going to
just
be
do?
like sparkly letters that come across the bottom. It's a cute thing we do because I grew up in
Oh.
Narnia.
I get
Yeah.
this.
We go
I get
sparkles.
it. I love this. It's like a reading rainbow kind of thing.
All dyslexics need sparkles on words for
I
our
need
nose
it.
to stay interested.
I need this. I get this. Okay.
Okay.
But I was a good student. Okay, sorry.
I was a good student too. I just gave myself diarrhea for a year trying to get into college.
Right. I was kind of that too. I was neurotic about it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
was a-
still dyslexic?
I mean, yeah,
trying hard.
it's not, dyslexic people can be good and bad. I just did not like school because I wasn't good at reading because of dyslexia and then undiagnosed ADHD. So then I just didn't try. I went the opposite end. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just going to lean into being really bad and I'll just be the class clown. And then, like, I graduated high school with a 1.6 GPA. That is a D minus. That is the lowest. I got real good at cheating in school though, like because I figured out a lot of workarounds to like not do work, and then I was like, if you put half as much effort into school as you did into that, I'm like, yeah, but I don't get that nice feeling inside for studying hard. I get the nice feeling inside for lying. and cheating.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Getting away with it.
Yeah.
I love being addicted to stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like your girlfriend, like when she stole something and she, like her brain was
Yeah,
firing.
it feels
It's
good.
a high.
It feels
Yeah,
good.
you got
get
away
those
with something.
endorphins.
Yeah, I
That's
get
wild.
that.
Yeah.
Like you
I feel
pulled
like
one over.
I feel like if the institution you're trying to, and the comics have this too, like I feel the institution is not working for you. Like let's just burn this fucking place to the ground. Like the school is not working for you. You see through the bullshit. This is what happens with old soul children. I have a lot of friends that like have a child that's like, oh, I've been here before. All of these games you're trying to get me to play of getting good grades and going to college and getting in debt is all bullshit. Let me just blow up Thanksgiving and like not do well. And I'm like, the kid's not wrong. The kid is not wrong.
Yeah, but I'm like, but watch that kid in 10 years.
Exactly. Yeah, we just got to get them to 10 years from now without doing so many drugs they can't function anymore.
Yeah. Like find whatever, just let them figure out what they want to do and what like lights them up.
And then they'll do
And
it
they'll
great. And they have all like this is what I think about the ADD kids that are like so bad at sitting and listening in a classroom, so good at like doing comedy.
Yeah.
Because your brain is firing off at a million times a minute. You're doing crowd work. You're thinking about your next joke. Like all of this, like multitasking. Squirrel in the cage is perfect for performing and comedy and probably lots of things. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's just not sitting and doing an algebra equation.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a bad kid for that.
My husband is so good at concentrating. Last night I went to say goodnight to him, which he told me I have to do so he knows I'm going to bed, so he doesn't feel like I go to bed without saying goodnight to him. And I walk into his room and his posture got like, oh God. And his eyes went like this. And I could tell he didn't want to stop thinking about the science he was looking at to like say goodnight to me. I'm like, you don't have to, I said, you don't have to stop thinking about what you're thinking about. I'm just saying goodnight. And he's like, and he went back to concentrating. And he says, he's so good at concentrating. But he was like a deer in the headlights. He wasn't even looking at porn. It was science.
It was science.
It was science.
It
was equations.
I would have looked away, and then it would have been like I never had even been sitting in that chair doing that.
Yeah.
I'd be on
Total
to the next
reset.
thing immediately.
Total reset.
Yes.
Every time I pick up my phone, total reset. Why'd I pick up my phone? Who am I
Yeah.
supposed to text? Oh, Facebook. Hi.
I'm here. We're doing a podcast.
That's right. That's where we are.
People
Yeah.
like us need people like your husband. Like like there's definitely a good balance where it's just like,
I think
hey,
that
But what do we give them?
I can tell you. I found out. I feel the same way because I feel like I bring nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
I can barely make any money. I keep messing up the kitchen. He has said to me so many times, please close the cabinets. Every time I stand up, I get a dent in my head.
God, you really do live in a storybook.
But we bring fun. They need fun. They need to be interrupted. Every once in a while, he needs to be like jerked away.
He needs chaos.
He needs
not fun chaos.
Fun chaos. Like, we're going to do shots now and we're going to go do something fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got a box full of wigs. Let's get drunk and have fun.
God, that is beautiful. I mean, that's poetic, and I get it.
You're dating a linear art, right? A linear thinker.
Yeah. He's very supportive, but when he tries to help me with my like kind of career and goals and ambitions, it's like he doesn't.
They can't connect the dots on that because it's not okay. You go to college, you go to grad school, you get a job in accounting, you do that job, and then you get a promotion in that job, and you have a mentor, and you get the next thing. There's no what we're doing is freestyle.
The idea to him, he goes, I'm like, am I gonna go out because I want to work on this bit? And he's like, but are you getting paid for the show? I'm like, no. And he's like, I don't. Why are you? You're not getting any physical immediate benefit from that. Why would you go? And I'm like, because I kind of want to work out this bit. And it does in his head. He's like, I don't. That makes no sense to me. And I'm like, but it could grow into something later. It's fun to work on it. And it does not. It doesn't. He's like, there's no answer to that equation, like hard answer. And he can't wrap his head around it.
Yeah, he's not going to go do extra accounting for shits and
nothing.
Giggles.
Yeah.
For like the long term benefit of doing more accounting. I guess
right.
You could practice doing math problems.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't get
that gets you hard. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it does. Like, when I say I'm journaling, he doesn't. It like just writing down stuff to like work on your thoughts and stuff doesn't even.
Oh, he's very linear. Is he in a spectrum?
I don't think so.
I was there the night you guys met.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What a wild.
That was a wild night.
Story.
I made fun of him too.
Everybody did. You were.
Yeah.
About Buckhead. I was making jokes about how I wanted to have a house in Buckhead with hardwood floors.
Yes, and then I was like, he was an accountant. I'm like, well, it's almost a scientist, but not really.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, just take
we like
him
immediately
down.
we started. I was doing a show. I was hosting a show at a brewery. He went to the bar or something and came back and somebody was sitting in a seat, so he leaned against the wall, hit the lights, turned out all the lights during
in the
my
show while
set.
the show's going.
Yeah, during my show, doing a bit about being cheated on, still fresh. That guy was still living in my apartment at the time, and so this nerdy, tall, dorky, fratty guy like hits the lights, and I'm like, he's the quintessential of like what I've decided I hate, and so I just kind of make fun of him, sit in front row, and we all made fun of him all show. And then he asked me out afterwards, and I went out with him as practice.
Oh, that was good practice you did.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that Lace told him to ask you out?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Okay.
She said, ask her out. And he goes, I got her Instagram name. She goes, ask her out.
Yeah.
Moron.
So good.
Yeah.
It takes a village.
It really does.
It takes a village to bring people together. I took this class on the history of the family in college. It was
love
a
that
philanthropy class, and so in like all of time basically until the 90s, the people you married were folks, like for a long time it was folks your family brought to you, like, we like this person, they've got a good cow farm.
Yeah, I was gonna say financially or economically beneficial.
Yes.
Marriage.
Yeah, but it was like your parents, your aunties, your uncles, grandparents, or in your family you just marry your cousin. And then
we don't want to give up our resources to someone outside the family. Dude. We're not gonna give our cows to an outsider.
You're basically royalty then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The Habsburg jaw.
Right.
And then it was your friends that would do it, like in like probably like the last 100 years. It would be like your friends from college. Like, I've got a brother, and that was like my parents' generation.
Yeah.
And then like when I was in college, it was that. And then online dating happened, and then everything is different now. It's just all like who you the big brother, the algorithms think you should bone.
It's like there's the blind date is gone.
This is
somebody's setting you up.
This is what we should do. We should just put people's genetics in and be like, okay, with that hot mess, you need to do this one over here.
We're getting too close into eugenics now, though. We don't really want to bring.
I had 6 wisdom teeth. Okay, that's not normal.
Wait, what are you saying with that? You're saying like mentally and physically. What do you?
She's talking about just genetics, and then that's the first. Not saying that I get what
that's
you're saying. Slow. slow
Yeah.
trail. It's just like this path might deviate into eugenics, which is a lot of the, white supremacy. Like, well, you gotta make sure that you can
Breed out the race.
Oh,
So
but no,
that's what-
diversity is the key to health. Of genetics.
Yeah,
so it's the
Right,
opposite.
like how purebred dogs, like a golden retriever is always going to end up with hip issues because they're in someone inbred. With a mixed dog, like they live to be 20 because they have.
You find a dog in the trash, that dog's gonna live forever. I had a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel that I loved to death, and then at 7.5, he just completely like drop off, and when the doctor was like, my suggestion is to put him down. And I was like, cool, I'm not going to fight this because this is the thing that I knew sadly was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't want to pure breed. I love the dog, but I'll never have a pure breed again.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's going to happen. You can't fight it.
And it's, I'm from, a lot of my people are from England. That's an island. There's not enough diversity in the pool. And so like teeth are messed up. I've got hip dysplasia.
Oh my God, you're a purebred.
Yeah, that's
You're
your
a golden
little
retriever right
purebred.
here.
Yeah.
I know, right? I needed to marry someone far away.
How's your snout breathing? Can you?
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I had to get my nostrils opened up.
Yeah. My parents thought really flat faces were cute, so for generations we only slept with flat faced men, and then now I can't breathe well.
I can't breathe. Every day is a gamble.
We have the sleep apnea machines. Isn't that not the pug of the human race?
Absolutely.
If you need a sleep apnea machine.
Yeah.
So I snore when I've been drinking.
Yeah.
And then my husband has now called that his mating call.
I love how much.
Wow, you guys are absolutely like the nerdiest freaks.
I know. I was saying, I've been producing your show for you, which I love, having a great time. I know I've never talked to your husband directly. I think one time I nodded at him, and we're in his house.
This is so funny.
But I know so much about him and banging.
His personal life, his bedroom life.
Just not personal, sex life.
Yeah,
I know he's a scientist. I know that he gives it good. And that's the extent.
That's all you need to know.
He's good at two things.
I don't know what your husband's name is.
Science and fucking.
Is it Steve? What is it?
Kenton.
See,
Kenton.
I got nothing.
God, he's
Kenton.
from the island. For sure. He's from the British island.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Is it because, like, he's so nerdy about shit that he's just ready to let out his little freak in the bedroom?
No, I just think he's a man. I just think he's a straight man, and and then I talk about it. I think everyone else is more classy, and they don't talk about their sex lives as much as I do. I don't know. I feel like we're champions.
I think you guys have a lot more spirit and energy about things than even I do.
I like how sex positive you are. Like it's good.
When I
More
hear
people
you
should
though,
be more sex positive.
here's the thing though. I'm so sex positive, but I hear you and I go, fuck, I gotta get more energy.
Well,
I'm fucking tired.
We've been married for 23 years. We've been
what I'm
together
saying.
for 25. So part of it is we're like, we can do it. You know.
You're like trying to rev up the engine again.
Like we have to make it a priority. We have to have date night. We have to like rent hotel rooms and make it fun and try to make it different. Because it's been so long with the same person, and we refuse to give up on it. And like so many of our friends, they haven't been able to do that, and it's heartbreaking, and it's for all these different reasons.
Yeah.
And so we got this. Like,
okay, I got you.
Yeah,
you see it from other people, and you go, we're not.
Yeah, we gotta continue to honor it and know it's important for our relationship and for our health and all of that, and our family's health.
I will say what I think about keeping it alive and making a priority for anything more than just mental health. I think it really amps up your mental state of mind, just the dopamine and everything else.
The dopamine also, it's a shortcut for connection.
Yeah.
Like you could be like on opposite sides of like you fought about money, you did this, you did that, and then you're like, oh no, it's fine, everything's fine. Like,
yeah. So have sex with everyone if you're fighting with them.
That's actually what
you're
they
fighting
did.
with your family. If you're fighting with your dad.
According to like some book called Sapien, that's what like it was.
No.
It was like women would, or even other people would be like, okay, the tribe is fighting. Let's just like cool out, have an orgy, get everyone kumbaya like together, and then like all the children were all the children. Like it doesn't matter who.
Oh.
like in tribal culture,
Wow.
according to some book.
I guess it really cuts out the jealousy. My podcast cheaties would not survive there.
Good plug.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What were we talking about?
Okay,
Because
sorry,
I'm just feeling
horses.
embarrassed about that story.
Yeah, you literally said let's talk about horses, and then we went on like a 15-minute rant
About sex.
about banging.
I don't even think it started. No, it
did.
started with eugenics.
Yeah, that was it. We eugenics got us to orgies.
Yeah.
What a fun little
It's educational.
Yeah,
It
little-
is.
This is a weird PTA meeting.
This
a
is
yarn.
fun. Can I say though, and we will go to horses, but my podcast that I listen to, try and find ones. My favorite is The Origin of Religions. Very fun. And then Theories of Space.
You are a nerd.
I kind of am.
Okay, we send those to me because I'm curious.
Yeah,
and then we can talk about it, and then we could have my husband come talk to us and be like, "Oh,
Yes.
ladies, no, this is what space is."
Oh, I would love that.
And then
I would
you'll
freak
see
out.
Amy and her husband get in a fight, and then you have to leave.
And I gotta go.
I gotta go. I don't want to.
They keep saying Milky Way.
I gotta
don't
make
like
sure
it.
my laptop is charged, so I don't have to listen.
I go, turn on Dragon Ball Z, turn on Dragon Ball Z.
Turn on Undrinkable Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Dragon
it's
Ball
a-
Z. Okay, that's
Yeah.
like something people watch on. That's the thing that you were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry, I didn't get the joke. Nana didn't get him. I'm
Wow,
sorry.
you have a nerd podcast? You didn't get Dragon Ball Z?
Do I need to watch Dragon Ball already?
Not
No, don't
really.
watch
It's
it.
right
Not
under learn
really.
about what Egypt
There's a lot
is.
better anime out there. Dragon Ball Z is like really made for like 13-year-old boys.
It's kind of like the Kleenex of tissues.
yeah, it's
though.
pretty basic.
It's like
pretty
the
basic.
brand.
I like Rick and Morty.
Name.
Does that make me nerdy?
A little bit.
I like Solar Opposites. Same producer.
Well, we don't want to talk about Justin Roiland anymore because he's
I
Oh,
know,
he got in
did a
trouble, right?
Hashtag Me Too'd somebody, right?
Oh no, wait, he is currently facing federal charges for domestic assault and wrongful imprisonment because he held a woman against. Yeah.
Oh,
This just came out like a month ago.
Oh.
Also, both of those shows, he's just voices in them. Other people write and produce and do most of the other stuff.
Mary Mack.
Are we gonna get somebody else to do Rick? Is that how we talk?
That was great. That was perfect.
I thought he was in the room. I thought Rick Sanchez was here.
Did you? So he's not one of the writers. He's just that voice.
He's the co-creator of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I think he's the creator of that. But also a lot of times like creators don't do a lot. It all really depends.
They have the original idea.
The creator title can go a lot of different ways.
It can go a lot of different ways. You can be more hands-on because also you can be the creator but not the showrunner. You can be a
Right.
creator and not a writer. He's a creator. Yeah. So like not a lot of people don't understand the ins and outs of a lot of things to where it's just like there's whole writing staffs on stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you can
and
tell. There's so many
especially
jokes in it.
talking about
Yeah.
Justin Roiland now, like a bunch of people on both shows are like, yeah, I've written for the show for years. I never met him in person. He just kind of like, checks
Yeah.
in randomly.
hope
True. He could have been super involved from
the
to
beginning.
get it going, and then it
then
became
pass
its own
it out.
machine, and then
Yeah.
he goes.
So it's
I mean,
all-
that's
it's all
kind of.
different.
There's a
That's kinda the
comedian,
thing.
Mary Mack, out of like Minnesota.
Yes, she's awesome.
She's one of the voices on Solar Opposites. She's so good at
I
it.
love when you start. This is fun when you start to get into comedy, and then you start to hear people's voices that like personally. It's
yeah.
the best. I love watching that.
Oh, fun.
And you go, and then also when you like hear it, or especially when you have friends and they start getting, voiceovers or actually acting, and you can when you watch them, you go, that was ad lib. That's so them. That was all them. Like kind of thing.
Yeah, because
so
you can
cool.
you can tell when they're doing because you know their personality.
Yeah.
And you know which ones they improv. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Do we have time to talk about horses?
How
How long have we been going?
Sorry.
We can talk a little bit about horses, but if
And
you
then we'll
want
do our-
to do the questions.
Let's do.
Well, how about
I-
what's your top 3 favorite things about horses?
I just love how they can fly. And
That's right, beautiful girl. Get your sparkle shoelaces
Yeah.
on and go on your flying horse.
Yeah. I love how they can fly, and they do kind of like they can go up from heaven to earth a lot of different times, and how they are the superior species, and they're really majestic, but they're humble. I actually do not genuinely know a lot about horses.
Have you seen a horse boner? Because they're not that majestic.
Have I
They
seen
are-
one? Yeah.
And they're not humble.
They're huge.
They're huge.
But I've seen an elephant one, and that was
Where did you see an elephant
was
boner?
truly swaying.
Yeah, in the wind.
Swaying.
Well, keep
Like-
in mind they're large creatures, proportionate to their sizes. These are normal.
No, it's not like a human male penis to the human male body, the elephant penis is larger.
Well, exactly, because I'm just saying, because proportionate to what their body, because it has to mount,
It
has to get
retracts.
through.
Right,
Like, there's
that
a
makes
lot of
sense.
different. I'm not saying like it's the same proportions, but you
Yeah.
know.
It has a more difficult path.
Elephant poontang is bigger than regular lady poontang.
Yes.
Proportionally.
Yes.
Once again, thanks for all of our listeners for this family-friendly show.
Is poontang a bad word?
No,
I saw it on Caddyshack.
We're just very we're describing horse
anatomy.
banging.
Yeah.
This is all. I think this is all things that people learn about eventually. We need to get away from these Puritan views.
It's a biology show.
Start
Right.
talking about horse and elephant penises and how maybe instead of fighting with your neighbor, you bang them. This is
You
what
bang.
this podcast is for.
This is a podcast about world peace. And world peace.
Ayo.
Speaking of eugenics, though,
That's the wow.
no, okay, but I just learned this because I was in Jacksonville talking about being a wannabe horse girl, and I was there for the weekend, and a woman was like, "If you're serious about horses, like you can come over to our house and ride."
Oh.
And I was like, "I don't know how drunk you are. You might regret this tomorrow morning because I will be there." And I showed up, and they're so nice, but they've been in the horse business forever. She's
Which
like
kind
in
of
the
horse? Race horsing?
jumping,
show jumping?
horses. Yeah.
Combined training, like eventing. Was okay. Keep going.
The one where the horse goes over the poles, and then the one
Inside
where
of a rink, yeah, like so. It could be
Yeah.
show jumping, could be stadium. Did she have like fence jumps out in the pasture too? They're like, oh, that's
no,
weird. Okay,
No, in like
Okay.
in a ring.
okay, yeah, it sounds like jumpers.
Yeah, black dirt. But they said because I just speaking of eugenics, so like a champion show horse or whatever, like right, you want to breed right.
Yeah, those
The sperm is $5,000.
And that's like, is that low end?
Baby, I think this isn't like race. These aren't like
Yeah,
thoroughbred
yeah.
rese horses. These are like
Yeah.
show horses.
Yeah, we're
gotcha.
doing like dressage and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. The
That's different.
sperm,
Yeah.
champion sperm. You don't even know if it's gonna make it through.
You just gotta hope.
Yeah,
Yeah, you go. If you're really a champion,
Let's see
you'll
if
get there.
Let's see if this horse can
Yeah.
tackle this.
Right?
This horse
How
can tackle this.
absurd. And like a horse, like males, like a male champion horse, they'll like collect the sperm for years, like way past the age that they could actually like
Right.
mate, but
I
they'll
want-
put it on ice and
They have
freeze
like
them.
when you go to a school for animal
Mm-hmm.
animal husbandry, they like how to do all that. So you have to do all that stuff.
You have to jerk them off.
I like, dude, I have never seen it. I just had a friend who was talking to me about it one time, and I don't know. I've seen, okay, so there's like that one video that went like around back 100 years ago when I was in college. There was a one video of this lady who gave a horse a BJ, and it looked like a lot. She was coughing. Have you seen it?
No, how? How is that possible?
It was nasty. I don't know why we're talking about this.
Yeah.
You started it with eugenics.
No, I wasn't trying to get dirty. I'm just saying, like, the horses is very eugenics based in the show and
in industries where the horse can be there's a lot of humans with money,
Right.
They can then go in and affect these horses' lives. Like there's race horses are worth so much money, but they're only worth that much money because they can be insured. This is what my mom tells me, can be insured for that amount of money, and then that's why people will kill their horses to get the insurance money, and it's awful.
Yeah.
And my mom thinks like, if you can't insure these horses for the money, then the prices will all go down because it's an animal with these really spindly legs and a tummy that if they get a tummy ache, they'll colic and die because they can't throw up. Like they're really, like, talk about inbreeding. They are the pugs of the world.
I know it does. So I grew up like in Louisville. I grew up around the racing world, and it is like somebody I remember at some point wanted to do I had this like horse girl bit go viral, and they were like, let's do something about Derby, and I was like, I can't. I don't like love the horse. It's very effed up. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
really want to be like embracing that world. It's fun to experience, but like I don't.
It's kind of
I don't wanna
a
be a
dark
champion
world
of
because they have
it.
like the like dosing the horses.
Yeah.
and it's all about money, and it's got like mob ties.
Yeah,
and
all of it.
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's rough. I do like this. I love being friendly with horses, and like grew up on a horse farm, and I would just go bareback in the fields.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just let them be the majestic, giant pugs of the forest that they are, of the meadow.
They'll go, and they'll take their little nose and they'll tick your face, and then they'll try to bite it because they want an apple. It's really fun.
Are they smart or are they kind of dumb? I don't like.
Both.
Why do girls? What is it about the creature that draws the girls?
I know this.
Oh,
okay, yes. Because when you're a teenage girl and you start to have you go through
that I could never have described that better myself. That.
And then you have this big, muscly animal. And you can put all your affection on this big, muscly animal.
It gets so sexual with you so quick.
And you can control it. You get on this big, muscly animal, and you control it with your legs and your seat. Literally, the seat is one of your aids. The aids are like how they in horse speak.
Commands. Like
you have your legs, you have your seat, you have your voice, you have your hands. And also it can feel when you've turned your head. So like if your fence you're going to jump is over there, you turn your head, the horse can, because your head is heavy, can feel that, and then they can push it with the inside leg to get it to bend and to canter on the right lead, and you tell it with your hands and like where your seat is, if it's forward, if it's back, how fast or slow to go, and to go into a fence and jump it, and you're like, that's right, bitch, I made you do that.
It is what so I was just really riding in Jacksonville the first time. It is wild how much they go into like remote control status, they turn into a kind of a robot. It's really weird.
A well-trained one.
Yes.
If you ride, I had a pony that could give two shits.
That's my kind of horse. Like
the ponies are nasty.
That's you doing
yes, you're a pony.
I'm a little nasty pony.
Yeah. My pony used to rub me off on trees in the forest and run back to the barn.
Like you're in school like putting Dragon Ball Z characters and stuff. You're that pony. You're
Let's do really quick. I'm gonna ask.
Sorry, I get distracted.
He's got to go. So we're gonna do our quick. This is we're gonna find out how nerdy you are, Katherine Blandford.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever owned or ridden upon a unicycle?
No.
Have you ever owned or used a woodwind instrument?
No.
Have you ever owned or used a soldering iron?
No.
Have you ever had or worn a cape?
No.
She's the first.
I think you're the first guest that hasn't owned or worn a cape.
We had a guest from Africa, and he made himself a cape.
Yeah.
What?
He said he likes Superman.
Oh, I in my head I'm like thinking in Africa like it's for practical reasons.
Oh.
No, he just enjoyment.
It's for close-up magic.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's for the flourish. You don't look at his hands.
I'm like, for the bugs? I don't okay.
Have you ever held a ferret?
Yes. I had to go to a pet store. I used to go to a pet store for these ferrets. Ferrets. Or parrots.
Okay. Well, the guy in Africa didn't know what that was. So there you go.
Okay. You're like, what did you say? A long cat?
A long gerbil.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, a hamster. Okay. Have you ever had a Harry Potter wand?
No, never read them.
Never
love
read
the
them.
movies.
I love the movies too. Coin collection.
With my dad.
Oh.
It was just when
Do you have any brother? You have a brother.
Two brothers. No, it was when the state quarters just came out. We had a map. You had to collect all the states. And then you realize this is going to be a forever thing. So this isn't very cool.
Right after that first burst of energy, you're like, oh, this is going to take a long time. That's like the Monopoly game they used to have at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And you get real excited about the first couple. And you're like, this is going to be easy.
And you go, I'm so full. I'm so swollen.
so much salt.
I don't have enough energy to get out of jail. Sorry.
Have you ever owned or had like a guy try to show you his sword?
No.
Not even in Louisville, Kentucky? The South. My grandpa Peepaw had this in the Civil War.
Oh, an actual sword? Oh.
What kind of sword are you talking about?
Well,
I mean, she's been on this show for the last hour, so I get why she went there.
Yeah. I was not thinking sword. Oh, yeah, my uncle. Wow, that didn't. Swords. He has katans.
What are katans?
Katana.
Is that like an Asian fighting?
Yeah, it's really fun. We go there every Thanksgiving, and they own like a studio.
Is it like the nunchucks?
No, long swords, and they get the old pumpkins and squash, and we slice them like Fruit Ninja.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And I go, Catan. And they go, it's, yeah.
There's actually a nerd game called Catan where it's like you build your civilization and it's
Right.
fighting other ones. Have
That's
you
where
done
I
that?
got that from. Mhm.
Okay, because my family plays it. I'm not allowed to play. Have you ever had an aquarium?
No.
A
God.
terrarium?
No.
You're pretty much not nerdy. Do you know how to do Morse code?
No.
Have you been to band camp?
No.
Circus camp?
No.
Theater camp?
No.
Space camp?
No.
Science camp?
Yes.
Wait, you went to space camp?
Way back in the day.
Ooh.
Space really gets me. It freaks me out.
Okay.
But very young.
Very okay.
So-
This might be your jam. I'm gonna do your colors at the end of this of nerd, and space is in there for sure. So allergy camp.
Are you kidding me? That's a thing?
That's a thing. They have to send all the kids together so they don't die. Have you ever framed a puzzle?
No.
Would you have a wedding in Disney?
Absolutely not.
Have you ever said the word huzzah?
Absolutely not.
Have you ever
I'm
worn
not bilingual.
Have you ever worn a costume more than one day? Goth counts.
No. Not. I mean, I've like reworn a costume in different Halloweens, but no, not back to back.
Not like to school for a week because this is who I am now.
No.
Okay.
God.
Was there ever a time in your life where your parents refused to have pictures taken of you?
No. Well, it was more like, Katherine, that's enough. But more just like because I was obsessed with my look. But
Oh, okay. It wasn't like we can't have the family seeing what she's looking
correct,
like right
correct.
now. You're there. You were just all up in their grill.
yeah.
Look what I can do. Take a picture of me.
Yeah.
Are you
Look
sure
at
you're not
me.
an only child?
No, I was the only girl. Does that count?
That does
Middle.
kind of count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was very vanilla, which is why I'm such a success story because I've really I'm like the most successful vanilla person.
Oh, perfect. You know what? Vanilla is a good solid flavor, and it pairs well with a lot of things. Everything, especially hot chocolate.
Yes,
sauce.
exactly. It's very natural too.
That you're not going to have. Have you ever written fan fiction?
So what did you write off? What did you say I was not gonna
have you? How many backups do you have to your hard drive? The cloud doesn't count. Do you know what a hard drive is?
I don't have
You're
one.
so pretty.
They're expensive.
Do you know what a backup is?
I have Google Drive.
There you go.
That's the cloud. You said the cloud doesn't count.
Yeah, it's okay. That's for like the real nerds.
Yeah.
like the science.
Ugly
nerds.
people need backups of things. You know, your looks are gonna last forever.
Yeah, I don't need backup.
Yeah, you don't need.
Ooh, you should have boudoir pictures taken. Wink. While things are tight. Don't
Yeah,
worry. You've got till 40. You've got till 39.
God, Jesus Christ.
Um.
I bet yours is with a pink wig on and like
I have.
you're like on a broom. You have green skin though. You're playing Wicked. You're boudoir Wicked.
Wicked. Oh my gosh! Right. Have you ever written fan fiction?
What even is that?
You're okay. This is the second person that didn't know what fan fiction is, and so it's when someone like reads. Well, that's where we're at because you and I both don't read, but like reads Harry Potter and like no, it needs a different ending. I'm gonna write it, and then you post it, and then people are like, yeah, that's a better ending.
Why don't what? All right, okay. I shouldn't knock. Now I feel like my boyfriend talking to me about comedy. I'm like, what is the point?
Because you get a better idea.
They're trying to re-get it into their lives.
They're living in they want to stay in that fantasy. They don't want it to be over yet.
Mm-hmm.
And when
I get that.
My husband read all of the Harry Potters to us with the voices, like, all right, like he did the Hagrid. And then we would like read a book, watch the movie, read the book, watch the movie, read the book, watch the movie. And it took years. And then like the final time we finished last movie, I burst into tears. Like, this is the end of our childhoods.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was so sad. So
I get it.
You wanted to like stay in there a little bit
I
longer.
I got a little obsessed with Twilight about that.
Did you? Was
Yeah.
that your thing? Was that your kink?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sliver. Just have a second.
Nice. I like Dracula guys
Yeah.
and girls. No?
No, I do. I miss it.
Have you ever had a birthday party for a pet?
For sure. Yeah. I live in Smyrna.
So you've been to some too.
Yes.
Oh my
yes. I
gosh.
just went to a Pugs one at Bark or Fetch or whatever it was
Oh
called.
my gosh. Have you made a costume for a pet? Put a pet in a costume?
Yes, I have. I didn't make it, but yes, I have.
Do you have a Disney tattoo?
No.
All right. You do have tattoos though. Tell us about your tattoos.
I have a hair brush in the inside upper crotch. I have a swamp monster troll version of me on my thigh, and I have shit fire on the bottom of my foot.
Shit fire.
In my mom's handwriting.
Oh,
know,
I
it's
just imagined a
adorable.
poopy emoji with fire coming out the top.
No, it's very sweet.
That's
it says shit fire in her
lovely.
handwriting. I got it from a recipe.
Why'd she call the recipe shit fire? What kind of recipe was this? Is this
No, it was like it was a recipe for better than sex cake, but it was I just took the letters from it, like picked out the best letters.
and pieced it together. I was just imagining your mom being as like awesome
probably
as
did.
She probably is like awesome as you do. Like, this cake was shit fire.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yo. This cake's gonna make you say shit fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, Katherine Blandford, thank you for coming to
Thank you.
Nerdy for and telling us what you're nerdy for. We just loved having you. Didn't
I
we,
know.
Joel?
Yeah. Give us your plugs, your
Oh,
socials. Where
plug
can
it
everyone
to the-
find you? Where can everyone, experience
Okay.
Katherine Blandford?
All right, send me your favorite religion, origin, and space theory podcast at It's Katherine Blanford on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and just type in Katherine Blandford comedy. You'll find
Oh,
it.
and if you have a chance, please go see her. She is a delight. I watch a lot of comedy, and every time I'm like, what's happening? This is so new. This is so fresh. This is so
Thank you.
good. It's awesome. I
Thank
love
you.
what you do. And it's who you are. So I love who you are.
Thanks. Very bland. But if you're vanilla, I'll make you feel good about yourself.
All right. That was fun. That was a good one.